if we get certain radius of this chest, as you can see it's open. If we out from the radius, certain radius, it goes back to close. Okay, close animation. So we're gonna set this in this video. Okay, so without furthering delay, let's deal with this. So find the assets. Okay, I'm gonna, so as you can see, this is a sprite sheet. So we hit this sprite editor. Okay, this is sprite editor. What we're gonna do, we're gonna slice these sprites sprite individually. Okay, what we need to do, go to inspector. Over here, as you can see, sprite mode which selected single. So we're gonna select multiple, because as you can see there are multiple sprites and we need to cut off individually. So select multiple, and we're gonna select pixel per unit to 16, so the sprite will be larger. Less pixel means the larger the sprite. Okay, and we're gonna select point no filter. Okay, bilinear to filter mode to point no filter, because this is an pixel art, so that's why. So and after doing that, hit apply. Okay, hit apply. So what we're gonna do, select this slice over here. As you can see, it will be selected automatic. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna select grid by cell count. Okay, count how many columns and rows it has. Okay, so I 5 columns. Okay, it has 5 columns, I guess 5 columns and 8 rows. So 5 columns and 8 rows we're gonna pass. And after doing that, slice, hit the slice, and after slicing it, hit apply. Okay, to cut off these sprites individually. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna select the game view once again. I'm gonna drag the golden one. Okay, I'm gonna drag it. You can choose any one you like. I'm gonna drag the golden one to the, as you can see, we are not able to see, because the chest layer is behind our behind our background sorting layer. So what we need to go to sprite editor, as you can see. So as you can see, additional setting, sorting layer which selected default. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a chest layer. Okay, chest sorting layer. So we're gonna hit this, and we're gonna add sorting layer, and we're gonna call this one chest, and we're gonna move it up. Okay, basically, so we will able to see, we're gonna move it from default to chest. So what we're gonna do, a sorting layer, select the chest one. So chest one will be the front. As you can see, now we are able to see the chest. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna rename this to chest. Okay, we're gonna rename this to chest. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a rigid body for gravity. Okay, we're gonna add a rigid body 2D component for gravity, and we're gonna also add a box collider 2D for collision detection. Okay, so what we need, select the chest and add component, and find the rigid body 2D. Okay, rigid body 2D, and we're gonna make the gravity scale to 3. We're gonna increase the gravity, and we're gonna select collision detection to continuous. Okay, we're gonna select collision detection to continuous. After doing that, we're gonna, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the box collider 2D for collision detection. So find the box collider 2D, and we're gonna resize this as the sprite. So select the box collider 2D and hit edit collider, and we're gonna resize the box collider 2D as the sprite. Okay, as the sprite. Now fine. Okay, now fine. And what if we now hit play, it will fall down, because we have added the rigid body 2D component which is responsible for adding gravity, as well as we have added the box collider 2D for collision detection. So that's why it will fall down to our ground. Okay, as you can see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna also add a circle collider 2D. Okay, circle collider 2D, and we're gonna set it to is trigger to true. Okay, so that the player will trigger, if the player will trigger with that circle, we're gonna add it to our chest. Okay, we're gonna add that to our chest. So select the chest and add component, and we're gonna find the circle collided 2D, and we're gonna set is trigger over here. As you can see, we're gonna set it to checked, basically true. We're gonna set it to true. Okay, and we're gonna resize this circle something like certain range. If the player comes in or trigger with this circle, so the circle will open up. Okay, so we also have to make those animation. Okay, close animation and the open animation. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move the offset in the X little horizontally like this. I guess it's bad. It's now fine. Okay, I'm gonna select 3. now it's fine. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make those animation. Okay, we're gonna make those animations. So select the chest, I'm gonna drag the animation tab over here, and we're gonna make the first clip, which will be the close one. Okay, so select the chest and create, hit the create button over here, and we have created animation folder. So just go to assets and right click and create a folder and name that folder to animation. Okay, and we're gonna go to animation folder, and we're gonna create a subfolder into that animation folder. So right click, okay, right click new folder and name that folder something like chest underscore animation. Okay, chest underscore animation, and hit enter, and we're gonna place the element into this chest animation folder. Okay, subfolder. So double click that to open up, and we're gonna name this animation close one. Okay, so we're gonna call chest underscore close. We're gonna call this chest underscore close, and hit enter. So what we need to drag those frames. Okay, close as sprites, chest close as sprites. So what we're gonna do, we hit this record button to record the animation and drag those sprites. So this four, I guess this four three, okay, this five, so this five sprites of chest is close one. So I'm gonna drag it into the animation tab, drag into the animation tab, and now play the animation. As you can see, it's too fast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make spaces between these keyframes or these sprites. Okay, I'm gonna move it something like 30, I guess would be fine. Now if I play, as you can see, now it's fine. Okay, when you are done, we're gonna create another clip, which will be the open one. So select the chest once again and create a new clip. Okay, create a new clip, and what we're gonna name this, we're gonna name this chest underscore open. We're gonna name this chest underscore open, and after doing that, hit enter, and we also need to record the animation. Okay, so hit the record button, and say select those open sprites of chest. Okay, and drag it into the animation. So the last five one is the open. Okay, so drag it into the animation tab, and now play the animation. As you can see, it is too fast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make spaces between these sprites. I'm gonna move it something like 30. Okay, and now if I hit play, as you can see, it's fine. I'm gonna move it 30, I guess. Now it's fine. So okay, so we have created those two animations. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move it the animation tab over here. Now we have recorded those two animation. If I select the chest, as you can see, by default the chest close one is selected. You can select any default state by just right clicking on that and set as layer default state, but I'm gonna leave it as the close one. Okay, close one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna set a bool parameter, and we're gonna call it something like open. And if that parameter becomes true, we're gonna open the chest. Basically, we're gonna go to chest open animation clip. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make that parameter over here in the left. As you can see, parameter, so hit this plus icon and bool. We're gonna create a bool parameter, and we're gonna call it something like open. Okay, open. So what we're gonna do, if I select the chest, okay, as you can see, we have added this circle, and we have set it is triggered to true, as you can see. So if the player trigger with this circle, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this open parameter to open parameter to true. If this open parameter is true, so then we're gonna go to chest open animation clip. So what we're gonna do, what we have to do, right click on chest close animation and make transition to chest open. Okay, chest open. So in which we're gonna choose a condition, in which condition we want to go. If I select the chest, if the player get trigger with this circle, as you can see, we have added and we set it is triggered to true. If the circle trigger with this player, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to this over here, and we're gonna untick this has exit time. Okay, basically this will play the 50% over here, as you can see. So it will play the whole animation, the chest close, then it will go to chest open. We're not gonna wait something like that. Whenever the player trigger with that circle, we just gonna go immediately, we're gonna open up the chest immediately. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna untick this has exit time, and we're gonna set transition duration to 0. We're not gonna wait like something like that, and we're gonna choose a condition, in which condition we want to go. So if I select the chest, if the player trigger with this circle, so we're gonna go to this chest open animation. Okay, and we have set this open parameter, so we're gonna set it to true. If this open parameter is true, then we will go to chest open animation clip. Okay, so select the transition over here. As you can see, condition list in a list is empty. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna choose this condition. Okay, if the open is true, okay, if the open is true means it's checked, so we will go to chest open animation. Okay, so when we gonna set this open bool parameter to true, when the circle trigger with this if I select the chest once again, okay, if this player trigger with this circle, then we're gonna set this open parameter to true. Okay, and if that open parameter is true, so we will go to chest open animation clip. As you can see, we selected open. If the open is true, then we are going to chest open animation clip. So as you can see, if I select the chest once again, over here, as you can see, the animator component has been added. This component is responsible for animating the character as well switching the animation. Okay, so we need this animator. By this animator, we're gonna tweak this open bool parameter. Okay, we're gonna tweak this open bool parameter, so we need this animator component. We also need to go back to chest open to chest close, because whenever we trigger out with this circle, okay, so Unity has a another function, it's called on trigger exit 2D. Whenever the player trigger out this circle, that function will call out. If that function so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to chest close animation clip if the player is not this in circle. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to chest open. So right click on chest open and make transition to chest close one. Okay, and we're gonna choose a condition, in which condition we want to go. So we're gonna set this open parameter to true false, sorry, we're gonna set this open parameter to false. If this false, so it will go to chest close animation clip. When we're gonna set this open parameter to false, whenever this player is trigger basically not in circle, that circle, we're gonna set this open parameter to false. If that open parameter is false, so we're gonna play the chest close animation. Okay, and so what we need over here, as you can see, has exit time. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave as it is checked means true, and we're gonna select exit time to 1. Basically this mean it will play the 100% of animation. Okay, chest it will just goes to chest close. Okay, it will play the 100% animation, then it will go to chest close. Okay, chest close. So that's why we have, and we have live has exit time, as you can see, and we have chosen one basically means over here 100%. Okay, and we're gonna select transition duration to 0, and we need to choose a condition, in which condition we want to close the chest. Okay, close the chest. So whenever we're gonna set this open parameter to false. Okay, if this open parameter is false, then we will go to chest close animation clip. Okay, and we're gonna set this open parameter to false whenever the player is out of the circle, chest circle. Okay, so we're gonna set this open parameter to false. If the open parameter is false, it will go to chest close animation clip. Okay, as you can see, we have selected this condition. As you can see, condition open, we have selected false. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna control this parameter via our code. Before that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna play this animation if it's working or not. If I hit play, and if I set this open parameter to true, it will go to chest open animation clip, because we have selected that condition. Basically, if this open parameter is true, we are going to chest open animation clip. As you can see, if I select this arrow, as you can see, we have selected this condition. If the open parameter is true, we will go to chest open. Now if I set this open parameter to true, basically checked, so it will go to chest open, as you can see, but it's looping. So what we're gonna do, we need to uncheck the loop time of this animation. So we have created the animation folder. As you seen, we have created this animation folder, and we have created the subfolder of chest animation, as you can see. So we're gonna find the open one. Okay, we're gonna find the open one, and what we're gonna do, go to inspector in the right, and we're gonna uncheck this loop time. Okay, so it will not loop. Okay, but we're gonna let the close as it is, it will loop, so it will like stays. Okay, So now if I hit play, okay, now if I hit play once again, and if I select this open parameter to true, basically checked, so it will go to just open animation clip, and we selected just open animation clip to unloop. Okay, so if I set it to true, as you can see, it's going to just open animation. Okay, as you can see, but it's not looping. Basically we have unticked, as you seen. Okay, and if I select this open parameter to false, basically unchecked, so it will go to just close animation clip. As you can see, if I select this transition arrow, okay, as you can see, we have selected open to false. As you can see, if this open parameter is false, so it will go to just close animation clip. Okay, if I uncheck this, as you can see, it goes to just close animation clip. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna control this open parameter, okay, open bool parameter via our code. So what we need, if I select the chest one more again, as you can see, the animator component has been added, and this is responsible for switching animation as well as playing the animation. So we need this reference, or basically we need this animator component. Okay, so what we're gonna do, firstly we need to make a prefab of this game object. Before that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a C# script of chest. So create a script folder. Over there, right click, create C# script, name that script to chest, and select the chest game object. Okay, and drag the chest script what you made to the add component section of chest game object. Okay, and we're gonna open up the chest script. So double click it to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, as you can see, start and update function has. So what we're gonna do, we need this animator component. Okay, we need this animator component. By this animator component, we're gonna control this open bool parameter of this open bool parameter. Okay, so what we gonna do, we're gonna grab that into a start function. Okay, firstly what we have to do, we're gonna create private. Okay, sorry, private, and the type of the component is animator. Okay, animator, and you can call something like chest animator, anim, or animator, something like that. I'm gonna call it animator. In the start, I'm gonna grab that reference. Okay, as you know, start function get call whenever the game start. In the game start, okay, it will just call one time. Whenever the game start, it will call, the start function will call out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, in the start we're gonna grab the reference. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to type this animator equal to this. Okay, sorry, I just messed spell. So this dot get component. Okay, the type of the component is animator. Okay, we have to type animator, and this first bracket. Okay, okay, and end up with semicolon. So what we are doing over here, we just what we have attached this chess script to our chess game object, as you know. So in the chess game object, we have this animator component, as you seen in added. Okay, so by this, what we are doing in this start function, we just this basically means it's referring itself. Okay, the chest game object itself. By that, we are just getting the animator component from there, and we grabbing the reference. As you can see, animator equal to this dot get component. So we are getting the component, and the type of the component is animator, and you have to make this first bracket. Okay, so we are grabbing the animator component. Now we have the animator reference. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna delete this update function, we don't need. We're gonna use on trigger inter 2d function. Okay, on trigger inter 2d function. This function get call whenever we trigger with something. As you seen, we have created the circle, and we said it is triggered to true, as you seen. Okay, so what we're gonna do, so whenever the circle trigger with something, this function over here get call on trigger inter 2d function, and we can extract info what we hit by going to this other reference. Okay, other parameter, as you can see, collider to the other. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check. Okay, whenever we trigger with something, and if that game object has tag player. Okay, if that game object has that tag player, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna firstly we're gonna check if, okay, if other dot, sorry, other dot tag is equals to player, player, okay, sorry, player And if that is the case, okay, means we have triggered it with the player circle, the circle trigger with the player. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up the chest. Okay, we're gonna open up the chest. So what we need to firstly go to animator, and we're gonna set that parameter. We have created the bool parameter as you seen, okay, as you saw. So the you have to type the same name as you did in the animator tab. So we have typed open there as you seen, okay, and we're gonna set it to true. Okay, we're gonna set it to true. Basically if it's true, it will open up the, it will goes to just open animation clip, as we have created those two animation as you seen, the chest close one and the chest open one. So this function over here on trigger into 2D function over here get called whenever we trigger with something, and we are checking if the game object has tag other dot tag is equals to player tag. If the game object has our player tag, so what we are doing, we firstly going to animator, and we are setting that bool parameter which we have created open, and we have named it open. You have to type the same name as it you did in the animator tab, and we are setting it to true. If it's true, as you seen, we have chosen the condition. If the open parameter is true, it will go to just open animation clip. Okay, so control as to save this and head again to Unity. You will able to see, okay, whenever this circle trigger with this player, and you also need to assign the player as a player tag. If you didn't, it won't work. Okay, so you have to make sure you have play assigned the player game object as a player tag. So what we need to do, we need to select the player, and the inspector will able to the we will able to see the tag. Okay, so if I select the player, as you can see, we have tagged the player as a player. Okay, so select the player game object. Over here you will see untagged. So what we need to add tag and hit the plus icon, name that player and save it, and head again to player game object and assign that untagged to our player tag. But we already have that already have done, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I already have done. So what we gonna do, so we have assigned our player as a player tag. Now if I select the chest game object, now if I hit play, okay, if the circle trigger with this player, as you seen, we have selected the circle is triggered to true. So that's why we are using on trigger inter 2D function. Okay, so now if we trigger with this circle, if I go get closer to circle, as you can see, if I trigger with this, as you can see, it goes to just open. As you can see, this open parameter we set it true. Over here, as you can see, whenever we trigger with the player game object, we are setting that open parameter to true. But whenever we out from this circle or trigger out, okay, we are not never going back to chest close animation clip. So what we need, we're gonna use on trigger exit 2D function. That function get called whenever we trigger out from the circle. Okay, so we need to use that. So we're gonna go to down, and we have to type the same name. Okay, we're gonna that function is on trigger exit 2D function. Okay, this function get call out whenever we trigger out from the something. Okay, and we're gonna check if that game object whatever the circle trigger out. Okay, so obviously we're gonna trigger out with our player. So we're gonna other dot tag equals to player. Okay, so this function over here on trigger exit function exit 2D function get called whenever whenever the circle trigger out with something, and we are checking if the game object has tag, if other dot tag is equals to player. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this open parameter to false. If the open parameter is false, so it will go to animation chest close animation clip. Okay, so firstly what we need to do, we need to go to animator, and we're gonna set that bool parameter. Okay, we're gonna set bool, and we have to use this function. Okay, that is you have to type the same name as you did in the animator tab, and we're gonna set it to false. If it's false, so it will, as you know, it will go to an chest close animation clip. Okay, so control s on your keyboard to save this and head again to Unity. Okay, whenever we trigger out with this circle, so it will go, we are setting this open parameter to false. If the open parameter is false, we will go to chest close animation. We have chosen that condition. If the open bool parameter is false, we are just playing the chest close one. By default we are playing the chest close one. Okay, so now if I hit play, okay, Now if we hit play and if we trigger with this circle of this chest, okay, we will play the chest open animation clip because we have chosen the open parameter to true. Okay, so as you can see, and if we trigger out with this circle, okay, it will go to chest close animation. As you can see, if I select the arrow over here, as you can see, if the open parameter is false, it will go to chest close parameter. But over here, as you can see, whenever we trigger out the player with player game object, we are setting that open parameter to false, as you can see. So if the open parameter is false, it will go to chest close animation. Okay, so as you can see, it goes to chest close animation, okay, whenever we trigger out that circle. Okay, so as you can see, so that function get called on trigger exit function. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make prefab of this game object. Basically means we have to make the copy of this game object. Now if we from lost from the scene view or hierarchy, we won't able to restore that. We have to make it from the beginning, so that's why. So make a prefab folder in the assets, just right click, okay, create folder, name that folder to prefab, and select the prefab folder and select the chest and drag the chest into that prefab folder. Okay, now if I delete from the scene view or hierarchy, I can just directly drag into the scene view, as you can see. So this is the potential of prefab. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. If you did, then like this video and share it with your friends. Okay, if you are new to my channel, then subscribe it for future tutorials, upcoming tutorials. And if you want to support me, you can support me on patreon.com. Okay, and lastly, thanks for watching this video. Okay, goodbye.